time. And we had Godfather
dope.
Part 3 on the show just recently, and he told us that Tupac ended up meeting up with Nas, and they did squash the beef.
I was
can
there.
you speak on that a little bit?
I was there, man, and that's one of the most respectful things that I'm glad that I was able to witness as a youngster. You know, we was in New York City, man, and we was deep. We had Jersey homies. I think 34 of my homies from Jersey, Fatal homies, Gaddafi homies, Noble homies, and everybody was strapped. And we had the Death Row homies, the Mob, the Compton. When we was just in the park, man, we were so deep. And Nas and his homies was there, and they was deep, and I'm sure they was strapped. You know what I mean? And and they ran to each other, and they had the whole Queensbridge with them, and we had the whole Jersey and California with. I know we had at least 10, 15 joint gats with us. You understand? So I know it could have got real ugly. You understand? And and Pac and Nas, they spoke like men. And they would just, I remember like Nas would say something and Pac would say something in his ear because it was so loud, the crowd, people from outside was woofing and people from inside was woofing. And at the same time, they were just going back and having a conversation and they shook hands with each other and they hugged. And Pac said to Nas, he said, man, I have a song that I was dissing you called All Against All Odds, but when I go back after I finish my trip from Vegas, I'm going to remove your name off of it. And Pac said it. He said to us that I'm going to go and I'm going to take Nas out of that song. And unfortunately, he died. He wasn't able to do it. And I respect Nas for not letting that get to him or affect his ego. You know what I mean? Because he could have heard that song later and still have something against Pac because Pac went in. But, he sure.
Right.
And even recently, I've been chopping it up with Nas through Instagram. We send each other messages every once in a while. And I just like people that try to take a positive toll because, like, it could have went down in that part. And New York City is theirs. You know what I mean? That New York City is theirs, so they had the support. They had the home court advantage. Even though we were strapped, we had guns, but at the end of the day, that's their city. You know what I mean? And that's their state, and they could have took advantage. That's like if you run into someone in L.A., Pac could have took advantage. So I respect people like that. You know what I mean?
I followed Nas's career, like his whole career, and he loves Tupac, man. You know what I mean? He
do.
Put that in that record, the We Will Survive record. He says, like, you mentioned my name on the realest shit you ever wrote, and then he says something like, when we saw each other, it stopped. You know what I mean? I was always wondering if that really happened.
Nah, that was a dope thing.
Squashed it or what?
They squashed it, man, and it was a dope thing, and that's what people need to do, man, that you don't always have to, if you get a chance to squash the beef. These youngsters nowadays, hopefully they have older people, like, in their ear to try to tell them to chill and stuff like that, so because it can turn real ugly real fast, as we seen what happened with Pac and Biggie. But I was there, and they squashed the beef, man, and it was dope to be involved in. And before that happened, we was in the MTV Awards, and it was myself, Pac, and a few of the Outlaws. And I think it was one of Nas' boys because we seen him in that crowd. And it almost went down there because Pac, like, he was staring at Pac, and Pac was like, what's up, homie? Why you keep looking at me? And it almost went down in the MTV Awards, and the security came, and you know what I mean? And he was like, man, I want a Nas homie or something. Like, it was crazy. So the tension was already there. So when we ran into Nas and them later, I'm glad that the fire got extinguished and they was able to talk and shake hands. You know what I mean? And Suge was able to.
Right.
Suge was there. He was there. He seen it. And everybody just did what men's supposed to do. You know what I mean?